Okay guys, we're going to be working with determinants tomorrow. Okay. Now before we get started, I want to present some vocabulary words that are going to make your learning a lot smoother, better, more efficient. So my challenge to you guys is to write these words down. Okay. Next, you'll go to your Schoology accounts where you have the textbook for the class. Okay, it looks something like this. After you download it, and you just go to section 4.4 and you should be able to find those words, or like any other book you can go to the glossary in the back and look these words up. These will definitely be coming up. Okay. Alright, so we've got 5 problems we're going to be looking at in some detail, and there's some information that I'll provide to you tomorrow in class, but this is your foundation. Something just extremely fundamental for you guys to have success tomorrow. Anyways, find the determinant of the matrix. Alright, now the word determinant, it's actually very involved, okay, somewhat complicated. All you need to know is it's just a real number, okay, just a number that tells you stuff. It determines stuff. Okay, so it's an important number. It's the determinant. Anyways, so see how what I said matches with the what you look up. Okay, of course it also applies to square matrices. Those are matrices that have the same rows and the same columns. Okay, they form not a rectangle specifically, but a special kind of rectangle, a square. Same rows, same columns. So there's not much pen and paper, okay, because of our technology that the district affords us. So let's take advantage here. Okay, what I'm going to show you here is what to do. To compute a determinant, okay, means you're going to take a matrix, okay, and perform some mathematics. In this case, the calculator is going to do the work, but you still want to understand kind of what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm going to go down here, as you guys saw, I hit menu, 7 for matrix, 3 for determinant, okay, and then it's asking me, go ahead and give me some type of value expression to take the determinant of. Well, you take determinants of matrices, so like we've covered before. Now, if you remember from what I just had up a second ago, it was a 2 by 2 matrix. We have 3, negative 2, 8, and 5, so we have 3, okay, and when I hit enter, that real number, that number is my determinant. Okay, it's going to tell me some things. Alright, so at this stage, before we get into those details of what it actually says, the fact that you can compute it is going to allow you to survive tomorrow. So that's where we're going to limit our conversation. What it does, what it means, what it determines, we'll get into tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so 31. So the determinant, okay, we'll call this matrix A equals, what was it? 31. Alright, another way that it can be described, and again this means determinant of A, the determinant of A equals 31. So what just happened here? You just learned how to use your technology. Okay, to compute the determinant. You don't necessarily have a great understanding of what determinant is, but that's okay. Okay, we will explore that in the classroom. Number 2, find the determinant of the following matrix. Again, there's no tricks here. Let's go back to our calculator. Okay, and the same thing. Menu, 7, 3. I'm going to insert a matrix. Again, it must be a square matrix, same rows, same columns. Pay attention to that as we move along. It's not just any matrix. Okay. This one is negative 6, 3, 5, 4. Okay, and I have negative 39. So You can call it A, but we'll call it B, okay, to distinguish between the first one. Determinant equals -39. Or you do want to be comfortable with the notation, you can call it this way, or write it this way: determinant of B equals -39. Again, don't feel lost at this stage of the game, because we will explore determinant. It's not a very easy concept to master, but this is your intro, and computing it is going to be critical here. Okay. All right, 3 is a little more labor intensive. I'm going to come back to this one. Here is the determinant of A. See, as these get larger, now again, I challenge you to look at the textbook and see what this looks like on pen and paper. The algebra is very laboring. The bigger you get, the bigger matrix you get. So at this point, we really got to appreciate what the calculator does, and we want to perform it well, okay, so that we can prepare our discussion over what these numbers tell us. Anyhow, so we skip number 3, we're on number 4. We're going to call this matrix, they call it A, so we'll leave it as is. It does say determinant, so I'm going to put this on here, kind of prep it. Okay, determinant of A, determinant of A, and let's go ahead and hit the calculator. So as you can see, this is a 3 by 3. So as promised, it must be a square matrix, same row, same columns. Okay, let's go ahead and come in here. Okay, now I could put the matrix in first, but since I know I've got to put this in the front, I'm going to toss it in there real quick. Now I'm going to insert a matrix. It is a 3 by 3, and let me enter some values here. Okay, 5, -3, 2. Six, 10, -1. And you can see that I'm hitting the tab button. It just allows you to flow a lot smoother. Enter would I think give you an error message, 1, -2, 0. I'll hit enter here. Let's see what it does. See, because it's missing information. I think it was a 0. Let me double check. Okay, and we're good. So I get -51. Alright, that is my determinant. And next we have number 5. Okay, it looks a little intimidating. It's not that bad. So you've got the 0.6023, determine a triangle with respect to the origin. Find the area of the triangle. Then enter the 2 points in order into, okay, all this is saying is, right, this is a matrix. You don't have to be alarmed. x1, y1, x2, y2. So you plug in here and evaluate. How does the value relate to the area of the triangle? Okay, now here it says, and evaluate. Okay, I'm sure it's missing, but it should say, and evaluate the determinant. Alright, so how does this value relate to the area of a triangle? Alright, well, let's go ahead and get the area of a triangle, which is a refresher, right? That is what? Half the base times the height. Okay, the base, right? Now notice this information, what is it saying? Using the origin, a triangle was built. So here's 6, 0. Okay, and then 2, 3. So then the base runs along this way, so we're going to have a 6. The height runs along this way, so as you can see, 3 units. Okay, we get half of 6, which is 3 times 3 is 9, and that is the area of the triangle. Now what we're going to do on this one is, right, the challenge was to compare them, right? So we're done with this one. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually plug into these matrix format. Okay, so I don't know if that'll help. I'll draw an arrow showing where I'm working. And it's asking me for x1, which is 6, x2, which is 2, y1, which is 0, and y2, which is 3. Now I can go ahead and put that in here. Into calculator, 6203. Alright. Six. Whoops. Six. 2, 0, 3. Before I hit enter, let me check. 6203. I'll hit enter. Okay, and I get 18. So, and we'll call this one C. Okay, always good to give them a name, that way it's less writing. So the determinant of C, I'm writing it twice just to use that notation, is 18. Okay, and that, at least in terms of what we were asked, how does the value relate? Okay, it turns out that the determinant is half the area of the triangle. Okay, so we would make that statement. Okay, the determinant of C is equal to half, or excuse me, if we take half of the, well, I'm going to use this notation here, okay? If we take half of the determinant of C, it will ultimately equal the area of the triangle. Okay, so we've hit the 12-minute mark. Number 3, we'll simply explore it in class. Okay, it's really a composition of everything you know, a little more involved. We'll talk the details tomorrow. Thanks for your time.